This is very exciting. Exciting.
Ciao, Juventino of the world. Welcome on the channel. I'm so happy because today is a special day. It's not a day like all the days. Why is it special? Because I'm here again. No, joking. We have my good and dear friend Farad from Juve Podcast and Turin Giants. We will talk about that. He will
What
explain
up,
more.
y'all?
So here is before we have a tradition for us. Before starting speaking about you, I want to say hello to the people in the chat because we are doing
Please
it
do.
for them. So we have a few people already, and the first one, and that's someone who is always on my channel, believe it or not. But you can see the picture, you can see the name. So the first one is Pep Guardiola. Ciao, Pep. Really happy that you are here again. So I'm happy about that. Then we have
It's an honor. It's an honor to meet you.
we have Rad, we have Muslim, we have Marco who's saying happy 800 followers. We are growing, road to 1K. Absolutely, Marco. Nader, ciao, Nader. We have Hede. I see a lot of people that I never met on the live, so I'm so happy with that. We have Michael, my friend from Netherlands, AG from Miami. We have my good friend Chicken Nugget Rhino, Raid Aka Rhino 4K. So I did it well. Abdul Ghani, Sam Martina from Juve Designer. We have Edmund
What's up, Martina?
Rocco from Bianconeri YYZ. You know Rocco, I think. We have Mo, my friend El Tactico, Handless Cham, Salem. We have so much people. I said to Farad, normally we start with 5 people and then it grow like 30, 40 people. We are already near to 20 people in the live. So thanks,
Very good.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And now that
So
I talked a lot,
is Rocco officially watching?
Rocco is watching.
Get him out of here. I don't like
No,
that
no,
guy.
no, 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 no. Rocco is part of the family. So
That's my man. I'm just he knows I'm kidding. I love that guy.
Now that we talked about me, I will explain the program and then we will start shooting. What we will do today is a Q&A with Farad. I want that you guys learn who is, what he's doing for the Juventus community because he's doing a lot, guys. So that's the first thing. Then there will be a nice surprise. There will be, and I promise you, there will be some giveaways for you guys that are here live watching. You will have to do something for it. It's not just like this, but there will be some giveaway. And then we will talk actually about Juventus because that's the most important thing. That's why we are here for Juventus. They are not playing, but we are here to watch their bag. So, Farad, again, thank you. Do you want to say hello?
Stop
It's
it.
your time.
Stop it. It's the pleasure is all mine, man. I can't believe you're giving me so much respect and I don't like those high expectations because you were pumping the show up a lot, and I only joke, but I do appreciate it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous, but knowing you and knowing how you do the things you do, I a little nervous, but I'm also not worried because you've been a great host so far. Thank you. And by the way, you guys might hear children in the background. Unfortunately, there's like 7 of them here. So I hope you guys forgive me for an unprofessional setting. I'm on vacation and the whole family's here, so it's a house full of kids, but I promise they'll try to behave.
It's crazy. You are on vacation and you put some dedication on Juventus again. It's lovely. I love it. I love it. Thank you,
Thank
Farad.
you. Thank
But
you.
first question, how do I call you? Farad? Do I call you Turin Giants? Tell me.
Have you ever seen the movie Snatch?
Yes?
He says you can call me Susan if you'd like, but I just love quoting that movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. You can call me Farhad, please do. I first name basis, please.
Farad. Where do you live, Farad?
Yes, sir.
Tell us.
I live in Chicago, but when we started the whole Juve thing, when we started the fan club, it started out of Los Angeles, and yeah, it sort of grew from there. I no longer I'm in charge of the fan club of Southern California. By the way, check them out if you are in the Los Angeles area. Saeed, my brother from another mother, he does a great job. They went official. It's actually an official Juve fan club of Southern California, and they do amazing things. And the highest point of our fan club was 2 years ago when we watched it. Well, I wasn't there, unfortunately, but I still consider myself part of the fan club, and we watched the game, believe it or not, Milan game with Del Piero himself at his restaurant number 10, and that was one of the coolest, surrealist experiences of my life. It was absolutely mind-blowing because when we started the fan club, when I started it with my wife, who would come to every meeting with me, that's before we had kids, and she was the first lady of the old lady, I called her. Yeah, there was 2-3 people, then it grew 4 or 5, and then next thing you know, 8 years later, you're watching games with Del Piero himself. So that was a fantastic
It's
experience.
crazy. It's you know why it's crazy. A few weeks ago, I had Andar from Jakarta
Yep,
on the live,
he's a big
and
supporter. Shout outs to him.
absolutely, and he also met Del Piero. So you are the second person on the live, and probably Romeo Agresti that you had on the podcast, and that was on the channel. So I think all the people that comes in the live knows or met one day in their life Del Piero, except of me.
Mhm.
Crazy, but it is
Mhm.
what it is.
You you will. I'll make it happen, brother. I'll make it happen. I'm just kidding. I wish I had this kind of power, but if you go to Los Angeles, he doesn't hide. He loves the city. Um, yeah, I mean, you can meet him at a Laker game. You can meet him in a park. So he's a regular, um, just like a regular person when he's in Los Angeles, and I love it.
Crazy. Tell me, Farad, Turin
Yes, sir.
Giants, what is it exactly?
Turin Giants. Well, first of all, it's a cool ass name. I'm sorry, but I love it because after a while, after I came up with that. I didn't come up with that name. Obviously, that's what Juve is known around the world, sort of like a nickname. And when I heard someone say as a commentator during the game, when I heard say Turin Giants, and when a couple of people actually tweeted at me, uh, it was a kind of a defining moment because it I knew that name belonged somewhere, and I'm just proud of it. And plus, all the restrictions with copyright and stuff like that. I don't want to step on any toe. I'm sorry. I'm kind of looking out the window here. I'm gonna look in the camera. Sorry, I'm a little nervous too. So Turin Giants, um, it's sort of moved on from the fan club. We haven't moved on from the podcast. Obviously, we have I have 2 of them, but Turin Giants is sort of like a family. As cheesy as it sounds, as corny as it sounds, I really do want to create a family around the world, and thankfully, I have people who are willing to help and spread the word, like you, Maurizio, and we'll talk about them later. Turin Giants is just there's no defining sort of word for it. It's just a family of Juve fans around the world who love Juve related fashion, who love Juve related art. That we'll talk about that as well. Content, YouTube, podcasts, whatever you got. If you want to promote it, send me a message. I just love spreading the word, and I love people who are not blessed with many followers. I love to give them a little stage to promote their stuff as well.
Can maybe I'm wrong. Can I recap in Turin Giants is gathering a family that do content for the Juventus community, but also
Mm.
help and share the words.
Yes, basically using the power of the followers and using the power of the internet to promote stuff, and also send my stuff out there as well, because I've got so many ideas coming to my head all the time, and um, yeah, just hoping to go in different avenues, podcasting here, merchandise here, YouTube soon, or maybe this is considered my YouTube coming out. This is like the first time I've done that, and yeah, it's kind of hard to define. I haven't really been able to put my finger on it, but hopefully, just working towards something good that will open up soon, and we'll be able to put a definition on it. But Turin Giants for now is just a connection of all Juve fans around the world who share the same sensibilities as I do.
I love it. I love it. I just want to
Thank you, buddy.
answer Prazna Presi, who's saying, man, what's cooking now? Who is going to join Juventus soon? Jimenez, Gabriel Jesus, fullbacks. We will talk a bit about Mercato at the end. Absolutely, yes, because I know we love Mercato. People love Mercato. So we will try to answer those ones. Now we finish the Q&A. We do the giveaways, and then we talk about Juventus. So stay here because we have a lot of surprises for you. Can you tell me, Farad, what is, and you already mentioned it, but clearly, what's the difference with the Juve podcast that you also have?
Mm-hmm. So the Juve podcast, first of all, let me give you a little background. It started in 2013. Podcasts were sort of new. They weren't new to people who had big followings, like comedians and people who had their big podcasts. But then all of a sudden it was available to just regular people. So I think it started in 2013. And like I said, the fan club was developing, and we were getting regular visitors to the to the meetings, and we're watching the games together. And that sort of grew to a friendship. We started meeting with families, and we started going to the beach. And besides watching the games, we also did other activities as a fan club. And then I just decided to tell, the closest members, to tell closest of my friends, hey, how about we record a podcast? We know nothing about it. We have we're no experts, but you know what? It might be fun just to talk about games. And we started doing that weekly. And then, people kind of moved away, and I moved away. So then I found Giovanni, who filled in fantastically, and he's still an amazing part of it. So that's the. You guys want to see my handsome boy?
Let's see. Let's
here.
say hello. Ciao, man.
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
You doing okay, buddy? Okay.
What's his name?
His name is Giuseppe. All right, buddy. I'll see you. Yeah. Sorry about that. So
no, it's fine. Is he already a Juventino?
Of course, man. Are you kidding me?
Then it's fine.
Straight out the hospital. So Juve Podcast was an endeavor, with a bunch of other people, and then Giovanni joined, and he's unfortunately very busy. I do love having him on. So Juve Podcast is sort of like an open-ended thing where I'm the host, and then I invite people to talk, and obviously you will be a guest one day, very soon, hopefully. And then, I realized how much people love Rav at Mr. @JuveFC.com on Twitter. And I've spoken to him a couple of times, and then I just kind of, got the idea to start a podcast with him, call it Turin Giants Podcast, so people know that's him. And it's been going great. He has look, MrJuveFC.com. He's a fantastic guy, very soft spoken. Everybody loves his opinions. Obviously, he's the sweetheart of Twitter. He's that one guy that everybody follows and nobody messes with, because he's just nice to everybody. There's no, I'm sure he gets a lot of hate, but mostly he's just busy spreading the news, and he's been doing his thing since 2001. And it's been fun recording with him. So there's just two different podcasts. Turin Giants Podcast is strictly with him, and the Juve Podcast is sort of like, come one, come all. And hopefully we'll add a third guest and make it a sort of a three-person thing. It's always evolving, basically.
Davey is saying, I didn't know about Turin Giants. I checked their Twitter and see podcast with Romeo Agresti. Wow.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much. See, we already we have a new
member of
follower.
the family.
Yeah, that's right. Turin Giants family.
So, guys, that's actually a really good time to put your tag on, so people can follow you. If I'm not wrong, on Twitter, Instagram. What else can they do with the tag Turin Giants?
There's a Turin Giants. Sorry, there's a we have our Twitter is at Turin Giants. So I want to get it to the point where my other account at Juve Podcast, that I no longer have to retweet this stuff. Basically, at Turin Giants on Twitter will be dedicated to merchandise and everything that we try to do. I don't know why we keep saying we. I mean, is it bad that I just want to say me? Because it's a lot of people help me, and I'll give them all credit. But yeah, I opened that account just strictly for merchandise and to get people excited about the new drops, so I don't have to kind of I can keep the Juve at Juve Podcast, which is on Twitter. I want to keep that strictly for Juve news and the reactions and all the nonsense that I do on Twitter.
Tell me, because you already answered me a lot of the questions, so I had prepared like where and how you did started with the podcast. You already answered, 2013 there was nothing, so that's great. But you, as a man, how long are you supporting Juventus?
It all started in 1996, believe it or not. So my first
After or
ever
before?
Juve my first Juve game was the final. I love telling the story because back home where I lived in Baku, Azerbaijan, many of you might know it because Europa League final. Actually, Maurizio Sarri has been to my hometown and he has won the Europa League there, which I'm happy to say. So I forgot what I was talking about. So in Baku, Azerbaijan, the first game, there was a guy in my neighborhood who was older than me, but it's one of those guys who's always nicer to the little kids, to the smaller kids. And I must have been like 10, 11. I don't remember. Must have been 11 at that time. So I didn't know which team to pick to cheer in the Champions League final. Obviously, it was a big deal for me. And the magical words that literally changed my life and changed the course of my life. He said, "You have to watch this one guy. His name is Alessandro Del Piero, and you have to cheer for Juventus." I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm not trying to make it romantic. It really is what happened. And ever since then, they won. I jumped on a bandwagon, and I've said many times, it's okay if you jump on a bandwagon, but people who jump off of it, I got no respect for you. So yeah, that fateful night, May 9th, 1996, that was my first Juve game. And obviously there were periods where I couldn't watch just because it was, a lot of the Serie A was not available. Now with the internet, it's so much easier to follow. But back then it was tough. Thankfully, my dad did have ESPN at our house because we're all big sports fans at home. So I was able to follow that. Actually, watching the Champions League on ESPN with the commentator, famous commentator, his name is Derek Ray. If you don't follow him, you will recognize you will recognize his voice. I guarantee you. His appearance on the Youve podcast was one of my first greatest achievements because, believe it or not, kids, I always tell everybody, if you want something to happen, just aim high. Try to shoot it out there. Maybe something will stick. I private messaged Derek Ray. He's a world famous for decades. He's been a world famous commentator, and he said, "Sure." He agreed, and that was just sort of like a push in the right direction. It was an awesome conversation, and again, your questions will take me forever to answer because I love telling the story. So basically, yeah, that's how it started. Watching on ESPN, and there was periods of where I couldn't watch, but I regained my love, with the start of internet and being able to watch the games, and yeah, it's been love ever since. I still have my first Juve jersey, which looks nothing like the original, but because my dad got it for me, the number 10, it's really special to me. And by no means it's oh, Anthony's sending a love. What's up, Anthony? He's a good guy. There's a lot of fun people on Twitter that we have a good community there, and people are super supportive. doing something online, and you will know that too. Doing something in public, especially online, people are quick to disrespect. People are quick to say something mean. But I got to tell you, Juve community has been really supportive, and I do appreciate you guys, because you guys can be trolling me, and but they choose to be really nice, and I appreciate it.
We have I have to say I started in January with the channel. I had no idea how and what, so I was discovering myself. And when I started to understand that we had the lockdown, so no football for a football YouTuber was crazy hell. And I started like that, but I have to say the people are really loyal. Loyal, they are here. It's like, for it depends where they live, because it's crazy. We are speaking English. That means we have people from Singapore, from India, from US, from Canada, for forever, from wherever in the world, whatever the time they are here. So thank you, Guy. And
Yeah,
we have
absolutely.
saying love your work, Turin Giants. And as we are speaking
Thank
about
you.
the different time zones, because I love that question, how do you experience watching Juve at crazy times? Because you have, I believe, with Europe 7 hours of difference with Torino. How
Well,
do you manage?
7 year with our new president, we do have a 7 year difference now in between America and Europe. The time difference, you just make time. Thankfully, I work in the medical sphere, and it really helps that we can pick our own schedule. And the first thing, we do schedule six weeks ahead, and first text message about my schedule is to my wife if we have anything going on as far as family activities. And the second one, I go on the Juve schedule. There's a couple of websites where you can sync up your phone to the schedule itself, and shows up on your iPhone. And I just plan the days like that. I don't work on the Champions League days, and even if I do work during the Serie A, if it's a big game, I do take some time off and make sure that I watch the games. But it's as fans in America, it does add another layer of challenges. But it's lunchtime in most of America, and people take time and grab some beers at a local bar and then just go back to work. Champions League is tough, unfortunately.
Yeah, because it's in the middle of the week. I know it's crazy. I have to say,
during our, sorry to interrupt, during our, for some of the meetings in Los Angeles, we've had some loyal fans literally in their suits and ties in a bar watching games and going back to work afterwards. So it added that level of that sense of community, because people would take some time off to watch, to come and hang out with fellow Juventini, which was super cool.
I have a last question in that Q&A part, Farad.
Absolutely.
Did you already been in the stadium, in the Juventus stadium?
Yes. My first trip was when it was still named the Juventus Stadium. It was a game. It was a semifinal of the Champions League in 2015 against Real Madrid. So that was my first time at the stadium. And let me tell you, when that Champions League anthem plays, your whole body is in shock, because the goosebumps, I still get it today, and I know you just showed it as well. That anthem and that energy cannot be compared to anything. And then I saw Juve during the final in Cardiff. I was fortunate to have friends with tickets, so I went to the stadium. We partied, and that was the first big meeting of the big accounts, big Juve-related accounts on Twitter. We're hoping to have, maybe next year, we'll have another one in Istanbul, because that was a lot of fun. The first game, I went with Saeed, with the guy who runs the Juventus fan club of Southern California. Now, it literally happened within 3 days. I think I messaged him on a Saturday, and he dropped everything. He got his visa. I got my visa. We got our passports, and we were on our way. Spend another beautiful 7 days. We were able to watch 2 games, the Champions League game and then the game on during the week. I think we have already clinched the Scudetto by then, and I went to this stadium with Maurizio, the guy who runs around Turin.
Yeah.
Back then it was a big community, but nothing like today. I mean, he's just, what he's doing is amazing, and I love that he spreads joy, and he spreads the support like he did for my account, that we will discuss a little later.
For the people watching around Turin, it's Maurizio. He has also a new way of communicating and linking with the people. It's called Flick Chat. I will try also to put also in the description later the link, because it's really, really nice. You have dedicated space to speak Spanish, English, Arabic, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Really nice one. So Maurizio is doing
My
a lot.
battery is dying. I'm sorry.
Do it. We will also have Maurizio in the future on the channel. He already confirmed me, so it's probably
sweet.
after the
You have
summer.
to.
Absolutely, yeah. So
Do you mind if I go get my charger real quick? I'm so sorry.
go for it. I will entertain the people, and I will try to
Okay,
answer
okay.
already some questions. Andra, yes, I imagine that at 4 a.m. in the morning you ran out and you did crazy thing celebration. I believe we all did, and that's so nice. And that's why I love the football community and the Juventus community. Look at that, people on vacations. They are here. They are here to speak about Juventus, and I love it. I love how
So how many people do we have now?
we are.
Because I love the participation.
We are 33 people live now at the moment.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. People. Somebody mentioned that they knew Maurizio before he was around Turin, when he was still around Juventus, and out of breath. So, funny story about Maurizio. He actually messaged me. He was doing the work that we were doing with the fan club, and he messaged me. He was still just a guy on Facebook, and I didn't think much of it. I didn't want to get involved because he didn't have many private photos on Facebook, and sort of felt like somebody was trying to, I felt kind of suspicious. But then he was persistent, and we decided to meet up. He traveled a lot for work. He came to LA. We did a podcast because by then people already knew him, and we kind of, I remember it was podcast number 30. For some reason, I remember he came to my house, and we have a picture from that night. We're holding up a flag of Juventus Fan Club of Southern California. So even back then, he tried to support virtually unknown people, and I'm really glad that we have this relationship with him, because he's people who've met him know that he's such a fantastic guy.
Absolutely. I just wanted to do a shootout for my friend Mo. Mo was actually the guy who asked you, but Mo is a Egyptian living in Canada, and he's my man on the channel. And we will record, by the way, in a few hours. But Mo is called El Tactico, and people start to know him because what we do, we analyze the pre-games. Now we will do it with Torino. So Mo is the tactic expert. He knows everything about it. So we analyze it. So if you want to prepare the game, guys that are watching, watch the videos with Mo. They are fantastic. So now, there is something I saw today. You have to explain me a bit if you are okay with that, Farad, because today I was on Twitter and suddenly I saw something. I will put it on here. Can you explain me about this?
Well, I mentioned that I love working with talented people, and since I have zero talent, I try to jump on their bandwagon. And this work is by an amazing illustrator / editor from Indonesia. His name is Whiskey, Wiskey. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. You've seen his work. You can kind of distinguish, and you can tell that that's him.
Is that his logo?
Yes, Whiskey. Oh, I actually misspelled his name, so I apologize. I've been friends with him ever since he had very little followers, and I knew that this guy has something special in him, and I promoted him every chance I got. By the way, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Turin Giants. So if you're an illustrated editor, please reach out to me. I love posting stuff from you guys. If it's nicely made, I have no problem posting it. I love spreading the beautiful work. But let's get back to Whiskey. So yeah, he was nice enough to give this to me after I asked him for, and I, just to show you how good of a guy he is. He supplied the stickers, no questions asked, and I would love to work with him more. So we're starting just stickers. I printed them out. They look beautiful. They are on my laptop right now, and I've always loved stickers. Limited edition stickers, because I see people sporting them on laptops or backpacks or whatever. And I just wanted to do something Juve related. I've been printing a few of them, so these are available. Go to TurinGiants.com right now and get your own. I hope you guys like it, and I think in the next slide we'll have a little.
I love it, guys in the chat. You recognize the sticker? You know who he is? I hope so, because we have young guys also in the chat.
That's when the legend started. That photo is legendary if you're a Juve fan.
But what happened today? Because I know that Maurizio around Turin, he tweeted about it today, this morning, really early. He said, Marchisio stickers, anyone? And what happened?
I mean, I wasn't. First of all, I wasn't expecting such a response. As you can see, there's 29 retweets and 500 likes. So I truly appreciate the support. But that was before I went to bed. So I wrote to him. I said, you don't ever have to retweet any of my stuff, but I truly do appreciate it. And Maurizio, being Maurizio, he said, listen, you got to believe, you got to aim high. I guarantee you, Marchisio will notice it. And when I wake up to this wonderful message from our friend. And he, this was truly a moment where I woke up and I thought I was still sleeping. It's such a good recognition of the work and of the community by the man himself. And it's truly. I mean, what can you say about this moment when someone like that,
It's amazing. It's crazy.
Recognizes, and I'm not saying it's my work. All credit goes to Whiskey. Please follow him. Whiskey is such an amazing guy. He throughout his hard work, he has contracts with BR Sport or BR Football, and he works with Liverpool. He works with the Champions League. It's just amazing, that stuff that he does, because his work is so high quality, and I'm so glad that he let me collaborate with him.
Amazing. We spoke about the stickers, but is there also something else that you did with that?
Stickers is just the beginning. Actually, we are planning. I am planning a merchandise drop, hopefully on the 8th of July. Such a symbolic number 8 for Juve fans, and hoping to introduce you guys to this.
Can I show that?
Of course, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, something that we've been working on, and hopefully you guys will pick it up when I officially, as they say, as the youths, as the young people say, as we drop it. Hopefully you guys will check it out. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to private message me on Twitter, Instagram, whenever you can find me. Please, I love. Look at this. I love all these positive messages. I feel so humbled. You guys are the coolest. Thank you.
I love it. I love when I saw it. I was in love immediately with the T-shirt for Rod, because Marchisio is such an iconic guy for Juventus, coming from the youth, growing, playing with us. I was at the stadium for the first time, Juventus Milan in 2011. He scored a brace in the end of the minutes, in the 87th and 92nd minute. It was crazy. So I'm also linked to him. I love that T-shirt. So if I'm not wrong, we can go on your site. I will post the link later. We can go on your site. I will show the link. We can have the stickers already available, right? And soon the T-shirt.
Yes. Putting the finishing touches on the release of the T-shirts. And by the way, it may not be pre-order, but if you guys want to, want me to kind of reserve you a shirt, please private message me, and I will give you all the details. And when we officially drop it, Giuseppe is so nice to always help me promote our stuff. And he will send out a tweet. I'm sure he will talk about it, and he's getting one himself in the mail very soon. So I hope you guys will see him wearing that awesome T-shirt. And we've got more stuff planned. Believe it or not,
With my other one in my collection, the family is growing. Look at that.
that's right.
Wait, whoa, it's not the right way. This is an amazing.
That was the second release. That's the Turin Giants hoodie. And if you shown the skull in the back, that skull was actually done by that's the coolest thing ever. That skull was actually done by Whiskey himself. It's sort of like, the ultra in a bandana with 1897. So again, Whiskey's work is always around me. And I want to mention Colosimo 99 as well. Colo 99, everybody knows him. He's like a brother to me. He's like a little bro who he's just a text message away. Anytime, like I said, I have no talent in thank you Mohammed. I have no talent in artistic or Photoshop abilities. So Colosimo is always super helpful, and I want to thank him. And we will be working with him as well. So I don't know why I keep saying we, but I guess we're a Turin Giants family, so it's more than just me now. So yes, we will be releasing more stuff.
People were so kind to wait until now to listen to our story. We didn't spoke about Juventus yet, and we are still at 30 people. But
I'm sorry.
It's giveaway time. We promised it. So guys, I have 2 giveaways. For sure you will have to do something for it, but I will show it now. So in full screen, I will show you the rules. So we have, thank you, Farad. Let's wait a bit. Wait before explaining the rules, because otherwise people will not listen to me. So Farad will pop up in the future on the YouTube channel more and more. We don't promise anything. It can be in 1 month. It can be in 2 weeks. We will see the format that we will do. We will not do again a Q&A because we are already doing it today. And now you start to know him. But we will work on something and to celebrate that and also launch the stickers and the T-shirts. We wanted to do a giveaway. So thank you for the opportunity.
Let me go get the stickers. I'll actually show you guys a better version, kind of like comparing, because they're pretty big and they can cover half of your laptop. So they're not. We're serious here. We're not doing little things. 1 second.
While you take them, I will explain the rules for the giveaway.
Please do.
So guys that are watching, I explain you the rules. What you have to do, because I will have 3 stickers to give away. Okay, so I put it a bit bigger. In the 10 next days, starting tomorrow, you will have to watch them. That's the rule. In the video, at a certain moment, and they are really short, the videos are between 5 minutes and 10 minutes, I will give you a code, okay? With that code, it can be, I'm just fantasizing something. So, guys, don't write that one, but I will say, for example, Juventus. From the moment you have the Juventus code, you go on Twitter, you follow Turin Giants and Banyani G, that's me. If you are not yet, you write that code in a message. You say Juventus, in that case, that's an example, Juventus at Turin Giants at Banyani G, so that we are both there. The first one wins. If we have 2 people or 3 people at the same minute, because sometimes that can happen, then we do an extraction. So I repeat the rules. In the next days, 3 different times, so it's not in the first only, but 3 times I will give you, and I will say it's giveaway time. I give the code. For example, Juventus, you go on Twitter, you write at Turin Giants and Banyani G, Juventus, and the first one win. So make sure that you follow, especially Turin Giants. That's so important if you want to win. That's the first one. Before explaining you the second giveaway, because we have to, I see that my friend Farad is again here, so he will show us the stickers if he has them.
So here's the sticker himself.
It's big.
Yeah, 3 inches by 5 inches. If we do something, we try to do it big. That's why it takes. Here it is. I'll just keep it here. Oh, here's the third person on the
Wait,
podcast.
let me put you in big so that you really can show it.
There
It's
you go.
the quality is nice. I really like
Yeah,
it.
it's a fantastic quality. So just to kind of finish talking about Turin Giants, because I think we've promoted it enough. It's I'm a creative person, and I may not have the ability, but I do love Juve, and I do love being creative. That's why we started with the podcast. It was something creative to do, and then we did. I tried to do the YouTube channel, and we had a great interview with Maurizio a couple of years ago, right after uh, the the comeback against Atletico. And like I said before, Turin Giants have no definition in it, but it's just we'll keep bringing stuff that you can wear, that you can put on your laptops, that you can put on your walls. So we'll just keep the creative part of Juve going beyond the podcast and beyond the interviews and stuff like that. And I hope you guys stick around, because like I said, I'm just getting started. There's no limit. Our friend Maurizio, as he says, OTB, only the brave. There's no limit of what you can do. So hopefully we can take this far. And I said, one of my crazy goals is to have a Juve player wearing a Turin Giants merchandise within the next year, and I believe we can make that happen. And if not, hey, we dreamed big. There's nothing wrong with it.
We wear the t-shirts of Juventus every time, so they can also wear the Turin Giants merchandising. I'm
That's
sure
right.
about that. It will happen. So the
That's right.
second giveaway, guys, and that's really kind. It's this one. It's the t-shirt giveaway. So, guys, now we are commenting in the chat. Once you stop the live, you can comment Turin Giants in the comment section. So not in the chat, because the chat will disappear then. So in the comment section of YouTube of this channel, you write Turin Giants. Also, the people that are watching in replay, they are allowed to play, because we have people, as I said, in Singapore, wherever in the world, that are already sleeping because it's really late. So guys, write in the comment section, and again, not in the chat, in the comment section, you write Turin Giants. We will do next week, beginning of the week, an extraction, and one person will win that t-shirt when it will be launched. So it's not tomorrow, because we don't have it yet, but from the moment it's launched, it's open, you will be able to win it. So I hope you guys are really happy with the stickers to win and with the t-shirt to win. So thank you again, Farad, for those things.
Of course, no, I appreciate you giving me the platform. I just want you guys to know that. Listen, from day one, I said I'm no expert. I'm no this, no that. That's why when you put it's a gigantic interview, I was really humbled. But I do appreciate every single one of you. By the way, you see how stupid I am, because I just went to live comments instead of private chat, and I see all these wonderful things that you guys are writing, and I do appreciate it. There was one from Adrian, our friend Adrian from Belgium. He's been my confidant since day one, and he gave me a lot of good advice, because he's the guy who wears streetwear, and he's into fashion. So it was great for him to give me a couple of pointers. I really appreciate him.
And I want to say hello also to Adrien, because a really nice guy.
Adrien.
Adrien, we are in Belgium, so I met him at the airport in Belgium. He offered me a coffee. I say thank you to him, because he knows why. So you will know why, but I say publicly thank you, Adrien. Really, 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 it makes me so happy.
He's an awesome guy.
He is. So
there he is.
Here he is. Look at that. I love Adrien. So enough talking. Now we will talk about Juventus. Are you ready? Because
let's do it. Yeah, because after everything is done, after there's no Turin Giants without the actual Juve. So let's do it.
Let's do it. So I have some opinions about players, okay? Because I follow you, I follow your podcast with Giovanni, with Rav. I love them. I love the intro music and so on. So I know a bit what
By the way,
your
Colosimo did the intro music.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So that's why I took some players that I know that
Mhm.
it can be fine. So people in chat, I will ask some questions to Farad. If you agree or not, put it in the comments so we can have a good laugh about it. Matthijs de Ligt, you called him several times my boy. Explain
Mhm.
why my boy.
Not just my boy. He's my son. He's he's everything. My little son. You saw my little son.
Yes.
That he's gonna be a delict when he grows up. It's just I say so much stuff, and I just decided to go with this guy. I feel like when he came to Juve, he needed a home, so I was willing to be his father and just joke kind of went further and further, and now everybody knows him as my son, and my hashtag is hashtag proud papa is following every delict post, and it's just a joke that people message me every once in a while asking how your son is doing, or if that video when Delict was eating like a barbarian, people kind of linked me, and they tagged me in that video, and I told him, that's how he got his cheekbones and his figure of a Viking. So if you're not happy the way he eats salad, then I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do. He has his mother's jawlines, and I'm really proud of it.
I love the league also since day one. It's
Absolutely.
coming from the Netherlands. I speak Dutch also, so I have that affinity. And I was one of the few, again, also with you, I believe, that always defended him. Also, when he was touching the ball with his hands, I
Mhm.
kept being sure the guy was a beast, and he's showing it. I'm so happy, except of Marca, because Marca made a flop 5 transfers, and they put I believe Griezmann.
I saw
They
that.
put they put a few players, and they put also De Ligt. I couldn't understand that. I think it's a bit of jealousy, but we have him, and
Absolutely.
we are happy about him. Tell me,
Yeah, sorry, and all jokes aside, it goes beyond just buying a player. You beat Barcelona to one of the most promising defenders in the world. It just shows you how strong Juve are at the moment. Where 7-6, even 5 years ago, beating Barca to a world famous prospect was unthinkable for Juve. But now, technically, it's been a few years since Calciopoli, and now the power that we wield again is amazing. And that was sort of a statement. Ronaldo coming to Juve was obviously a statement, but then getting someone who's so basically in 2018 when we got Ronaldo, that was the guy who quote unquote haters could say that he's at the end of his career. You are fools, and they're spending so much money. But then the next year they kind of, oh, look at that, that's beautiful. That's an iconic moment in Juve history, and I love that you have that newspaper. So the next year when De Ligt joins, it sort of solidifies that Juve's serious about investing in players, and that was a great transfer. I love seeing him on the field. I love him growing into a young stallion, and handballs and stuff happen. I didn't even read the comments from any fans who were unhappy about him, whether it be Juve fans or Barca fans. Listen, handballs happen. That's not that's not a indication that you're a bad football player. So I wasn't worried.
Michael is saying Paratici, Master Cladidis, and Agnelli, and I want to reply on that one because Agnelli said, if you are watching and following the history of Juventus since years, he said one day I would dream to have a Ronaldo. At the end, he bought
Mhm.
Ronaldo, and a few times before he said I would be really happy in a few years if we can buy a young Ronaldo. A yes or no without explanation, because they are playing other roles. But is he the young Ronaldo Agnelli was talking about? He was probably not speaking at that moment about De Ligt, but now that we have him, can we say that he's the Ronaldo of the defense?
You can absolutely say that, because when you look at players who are great now, there's always a story behind how they could have gone either to Juve or some other team, and that teams passed up on them. I'm glad that they took it seriously. I'm glad that they took that transfer seriously, and that we secured the Ronaldo-like talent, because you never know what this guy will achieve, because by the age of 20, he's achieved so much that there's no limit to what he can do. But as far as maybe someone more attacking, I think Mbappe will be the guy to secure services off. Unfortunately, now Serie A is gaining speed and gaining attention again. Mostly thanks to Juve. You can't deny that, even if our rivals say that it's not true. That's not possible, because Juve brought a lot of eyes to Serie A again, and hopefully someone like Mbappe can join Juve soon. That would be a dream, because if you get Mbappe, that's game over.
Bert is saying, I hope that he can stay with us for a long, long time. Next year, he has a clause of 150 million that is applicable. Do you think that Juve will extend him, or they will risk it? Because a clause doesn't mean that someone will buy him, but you still have that risk.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I was reading a couple of comments there. I apologize.
My friend Bert was saying that I hope you will stay a long time with us, and I was commenting and adding on that not this year, but from next Mercato 2021-22, he will have the release clause of 150 million. That was agreed with Mino Raiola. That's a big risk for Juventus, because 150 million for the league, actually, some clubs can pay them. Do you think we will renew him before?
I think so, because you can see already now kind of the relationship growing past just the field. He's feeling the grinta. He's feeling the advice and from the older players, and I mean, he'll be foolish not to. I really hope so. And if he's serious, as he's shown, I mean, just by coming to Juve, he's shown that he's serious, because he could have easily gone to Barca to follow his friend Frankie de Jong, and one more extension, I guarantee it. If De Ligt if my son doesn't extend his contract, you can come talk to me. I'll talk to my son. I have no problem with
it. And now that you said publicly that's your son, we have another part of the Tifosi, because I believe we all love De Ligt, and that's a fact. But we have another part of the Tifosi who really love Demiral. I saw him, also a beast, also a lot of potential. I will not ask your opinion about Demiral, but I want to ask you a strange question. Do you think they are ready to play together as starter from next season, when Demiral will be back fit?
Hold on. My little man is here again. He's just in the background. Are they ready to play together? I think in smaller games, in maybe Copa games, they're absolutely ready to play together. That injury killed me. I was so bummed out for Demiral. Thankfully, he didn't miss much with the lockdown, and you can already see the videos of him training and getting back into shape. Those two, you get those two, and they're the envy of any European club right now. Whatever, with the fighting online, Demiral better than De Ligt, and people start fighting about it. It's just silliness that goes online. Some people have more bias than others. Obviously, Turkish fans will be more vocal about Demiral. I cannot wait to see them play together again, because Demiral is sort of like the vocal guy. He's the Paulo Montero. He's the beast. He's the guy with a shaven head who's ready to break ankles. And I've noticed in the recent games that De Ligt was sort of taking over Bonucci's spot, where a lot of the attacks started through him, and I appreciate seeing that, because when Bonucci was out, Chiellini was doing that for us. And when Chiellini starts an attack, I love Chiellini. Believe me, I mean that's without any doubt. But he does have attacking disadvantages. He gets tangled up in his passes. He doesn't start the attacks in a convincing way. So Bonucci kind of taking him under his wing, taking De Ligt under his wing, and teaching him the offensive side of the defense, if I can say that. That was really encouraging, and I really hope to see more De Ligt starting attacks, and then maybe someone amazing who we can buy. It rhymes with Schmogba. Maybe he can continue, and then Ronaldo drops the beautiful goal and game, set, match.
There are people who are following the channel since really long time, so like Michael, and he remind me of a nickname I gave them for the future. I call them the M&Ms, because we have Mary Demiral and Matthijs. So after the BBC, we will go with the M&Ms. I can't wait, but
right.
In my opinion, I believe they are both a bit too much aggressive to play together from next year. I believe De Ligt will have that maturity quite quick. So I would let him continue next year with Bonucci. They have a really great, understanding of each other now. Let Demiral grow and let him play, as you said, smaller games, Coppa Italia, changing rotation, and so on. Speaking about the man,
sky's the limit. I mean, sorry. While you were talking, I already came up with a new idea for Turin Giants shirt. It's M&Ms, the candies, but their faces are Demiral and De Ligt. There you go. Free idea. Go ahead.
You see, you and don't forget to mention you had that idea here on the channel.
That's right. That's right. And there's a Giuseppe eating both of them.
I ate enough. No, stop it,
There you go.
Talk about the man that always has a lot of discussion. We love him. Other hates him. You always have two things, but I want your honest opinion. Ronaldo, is he at the moment today? Is he more? If you have to give a percentage, how many percentage is he more a marketing success for Juventus today or a sportive success?
That's a really good question. It depends on what you choose to concentrate on. Me, as a Juve fan, and a person who's seen Juve at their worst and at their best, to me, I look at your achievement on the field. That's why when we were watching Ronaldo play for other teams, there was always stuff that I made fun of. There was always memes that I used to post, but now that he's a member of our own, you want to gauge him. You want to see his levels on the sporting side. I know there's so much stuff that he does online that I would otherwise make fun of, but I choose not to, just because I don't really follow what he does online. I don't really follow what his girlfriend is up to and stuff like that. I see pictures here and there, and it's fine, but I don't really pay attention to all that marketing stuff. That's for the fanboys who are concentrating on his stuff.
You
outside who want to.
Before coming, Juventus had, for example, 10 million followers on Instagram. Today, they are the first Italian brand with 40.5 million. So he brought also a lot for Juventus in terms.
He brought a lot. I mean, I just wanted to clear up that I'm first and foremost is a fan of Juve. I love watching the games. I love talking about the games. But what he brought to Juve is you can't possibly measure that. I'll tell you why, because I see Juve jerseys everywhere now, and they might not even be Ronaldo jerseys. We go to parks to play for our teams, and We my friends and I, we joined all sorts of leagues, and there's whole teams that choose their jersey colors as Juve, and I've never seen that before because there was teams above us, in marketing, and we can't deny that. Manchester United, you almost never see them represented as far as in the public. There's still a lot of Barca jerseys left, not as much. I'm obviously biased, but I see a lot more Juve jerseys than any other team. I don't know about you guys, but that number 7 really did numbers for us, and you can't deny that. You just, I choose to measure his success on the field as opposed to millions and millions that he makes, on Instagram.
Dybala. He's earning today 7.5 million. He's third, I believe, after Ronaldo and De Ligt. He's asking for a renewal.
Mhm.
He will receive it, no doubt about that. The first rumors we had were 15 millions, and then in a situation of post-COVID where a lot of clubs are asking their players to reduce their salary, that's a lot of money. So what would be for you, according to you, reasonable in terms of millions? How far do you think Juventus should go for the renewal of Dybala?
So what is he requesting?
Rumors, because I'm not there for sure, but rumors says 15 millions from 7.5.
I was gonna say pay him whatever he needs, but 50 million is a little. Ronaldo set that bar really, really high for other Juve players. But listen, there will be negotiations. I'm sure it's not. It will not end up on 15. What's that? Sorry.
No, I said 15, not 50. Yeah.
No, I know. I'm sure they will negotiate around 12, maybe 13. But whatever he needs, obviously Dybala really showed his worth this year. I was one of the people who controversially, and I admit it, and I always admitted it after Dybala sort of gained that strength again. I was saying, listen, you need to sell him. And if someone's willing to pay, what was it, 100 million or 10 million, 90 million or whatever it was, I was willing to let him go because you can't deny that Dybala was really poor last couple of years. And whatever he was getting paid, the amount of support and the amount of promotion that he was getting from Juve itself, he needed to pay that off. And then my respect for him, I gained it all back because he obviously, he demanded to stay, and then he proved his worth. And this year, I can't even say this year or this season. It's just so confusing with the COVID situation. He's been the best player to watch on the field. I got to be honest with you. His goals have been improving. His technical ability. He's making defenders look like fools out there. And to be named Dibaldo, you have to be really good to be put in the same word as Ronaldo, and I think that helped him a lot. Ronaldo being there, and you can't deny that Ronaldo being on your team is a huge plus as far as your mental preparation, and the man is a machine, and I'm glad that younger players like De Ligt and look at this fool. Yeah, that's what having a boy gets you. That's young De Ligt. Jump off. There you go. Sorry guys, just realities of being a dad. He proved his loyalty, and the man, he said, I don't want to go anywhere, and he's proving his worth. Listen, we've seen how many was it, 4 last goals that were just beautifully timed strikes, and we need to keep that guy. He will go wasted. Juve has given him a family, and you can see that it's a beautiful relationship between the club and our little number 10. And carrying number 10 at Juve is not an easy task. So I was really, really happy to take my controversial opinion about Dybala, to take it back. And I love the guy. I love watching him play for Juve.
I thank you for your answer because what I like the most is honesty. Sometimes we go and defend a coach, a player, or we are criticizing a coach or a player, and then because we are too proud, we stick to that. No, it is not what it is. Sometimes people
Yeah.
judge at the moment a situation. That doesn't mean we were wrong. Sometimes you judge a moment and then you can change. It is what it is. I had a question here because
Somebody
people.
said about somebody asked about future captain material. uh, Dybala's already captain. But when people say, future captain, he's worn the captain armband plenty of times. And speaking of captain's armband, never forget that moment when Ronaldo gave his armband to Matuidi, was it? That was a really cool moment. I don't know. I just remembered it randomly. I thought that was a really cool moment. And, going back to Ronaldo, we've seen him at his most arrogant, taking his shirt off when, scoring a penalty that didn't really matter. And, um, listen, his love for the team and his love for the city, he's shown that he's grown. And, I've been really enjoying everyone on the team except for De Chilio. I've been enjoying everybody, enjoy that atmosphere of a family at Juve. So it's good. It's a good time to be a Juve fan.
You know, uh, and there is even a rumor today everywhere, and we don't have to speak long about it, but a rumor says Messi, and I know you don't like to go years in Mercato and dreaming, but Messi is probably not extending his contract, and speculation
Oh,
are
is that true?
true. True, nothing, but looks the rumor saying that he
Yeah.
will not renew and it ends at 2021. So they are saying that there is a possibility going to Juventus. Do you think is it
Imagine that.
is it something out of the world? It's not possible, 0%. That's the first
Mhm.
question. And the second question, if there is a percentage of chance, would you love to see them together?
Well, let's ask Marquisio. What do you think, Marquisio? Oh yeah, I'm all for it. Imagine Ronaldo and Messi on the same team. I mean, that's just
Ask Ronaldo. What do
there
you
you go. Oh, I
think?
love that. I love that. Hey, let's just fantasize. Will most likely not happen. It makes no sense for Juve to have all this. I don't want to call it baggage, but the financial strain would be great. He'll probably end up going to Manchester City or PSG to finish up his career there. But just to fantasize. I mean, 3 Champions Leagues in a row, 4. I think it's 5, right? Messi,
Mm,
Ronaldo in the same team.
that's a
40-year-old Ronaldo lifting up the cup, with Dybala sitting inside of the cup and they're lifting it from both sides. But yeah, I mean it's just so silly to think that will happen. But hey, they're selling newspapers with that
we
rumor, so why not?
we have to dream for some
Have to
people.
go for it. Yeah.
I want to finish because we are here since a lot of time. I'm so happy because I'm having a really, really, really a nice time. A few questions about Juventus post lockdown, and we will not go through all the list that I made, but what because we played 2 games in Coppa Italia, we will repeat the scores for the people that don't remember: 0-0 versus Milan, 0-0 versus Napoli, where we lost at penalties, and then we had a victory versus Bologna 2-0, 4-0 versus Lecce, and 1-3 versus Genoa. In a few words, were you expecting that Juventus starting slowly and with those poor results, and are you satisfying now?
Well, to be honest with you, I was hoping that the first game, the first 0-0 against Milan would kind of end the slump, because we understand coming back and playing such high intensity game. Um, you especially older players like Ronaldo and whoever was on the field. I don't remember the starting lineup. Okay, you played 0-0. Ronaldo missed the penalty. You go into the final, but starting from that final, I was really disappointed. I'm glad that they've sort of picked it up ever since, and we've been seeing beautiful strikes, and we've been seeing highlight goals from everyone on the team, which is, by the way, you notice the difference between a banger of a goal with the audience in the stands and without. I mean, it's just so sad not to see any fans in the stands nowadays. But wear your mask, people, and let's get out of it altogether. But yeah, I mean, I thought the draw in the awful game against Milan was going to be that post-lockdown hangover, but unfortunately, losing that final really, really stung. And I wish they didn't. I wish they would pick up from that game on, but thankfully we saw beautiful three games after that you mentioned with great goals, great defense. Unfortunately, Quadrado kind of screwed up the goal against Genoa, and we weren't able to escape with a clean sheet. But I'll take a 3-1 away game, and all of that is good and all, but I'm waiting for the Champions League. We have to come out winners against Lyon, because it's out of the question not after we've played so many games, not come up from a 1-0 or 0-1 deficit. It just cannot happen.
Thinking about it, we know that Juventus is really strong in two legs games, home and away. We know that now Champions League after Lyon, if we are going through, will be a direct game, out or in. Do you think it will be an advantage for Juventus, or it will be more difficult?
With the Lyon game?
No, after the Lyon game, it means we are having all straight games. It's in or out. There are no home and away. And we know historically Juventus is really strong in home and away, but then we are going to the final and it's a bit more difficult in our history. What do you think? It's an advantage?
That's a really good question. I truly do believe that Juve, given certain circumstances, they can do really well if their backs are against the wall. But, to be honest with you, I don't have high hopes for our coach, because in those types of games, you need someone like Conte who will breathe fire on the sidelines. You need someone who will change up, tactical styles like Allegri every once in a while. I know he's not famous for that, but I just feel like Sarri is kind of a transition period before we get someone world class, and I hate to waste that Champions League season, because, like I said, I hope he proves me wrong, like Dybala did, but I really don't have the high hopes for Sarri to be able to just ramp up the team to a point where that's it. We're winning that. Hold on.
Matthias is there.
Sorry,
And when this hand moves.
I know, but
moves.
I'm a little busy right now.
Look at when you move these legs.
That's awesome, dude. Speaking of Delict, see, he's already playing with his big brother. Mish. All right, sorry about that. Let's continue. I'm here.
Don't worry.
Hey, buddy.
That
going back to Sarri, he may have the tactical, and he may have slowly, we're kind of gaining the Sarri ball, quote unquote, and hopefully with the arrival of Arthur, that puts another piece of the puzzle. But man, I'm sort of worried. Like, even if we go past Lyon, though, that one is definitely a disadvantage. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Wrapping up, I will ask you.
Yes. Sorry.
No. I loved it, and I see that people are really staying. Also, we are here 26 people, so that's amazing. I love it. The loyalty of people. But wrapping up, so that people can all go to sleep, you can continue to enjoy your holiday. Before I explain everything, the last questions.
Yes.
I don't know if you're a prediction guy or not, but tomorrow, derby, Juve Torino, win, lose, draw?
Absolutely win. Absolutely, no doubt. Is
And
that at this point, at this point, there's no you're not allowed a mistake. You see what Lazio's doing, and Torino, we beat them on a regular day, but when Juve is going for the Scudetto, and there's I have no doubt they'll beat them. They'll beat them handily. Maybe we'll start slow. 0-0 by halftime is becoming a tradition now, but hopefully they ramp it up and we get away with a win.
People are putting their pronostic 2-0 for Michael, 3-0 for Bert. We have 10-0 for Lara from Portugal. That's my buddy. Lara is saying also.
I do think that they will score. However, I also believe in our team and the firepower and you saw the goal from Ronaldo. I've played soccer before, and you know what a good goal does to you for the next game, and especially if it's Ronaldo, that should only scare Torino, and we're not allowed. But I do think they will score because Torino is a decent team, and they do and they will do everything to try to spoil the celebration for us, but I doubt they'll do enough. And people are predicting
Rabiot will score.
0. It's Rabiot. Yeah, I listen. I love Rabiot. I love what he's doing. I really hope they keep him. There's a lot of dead weight that we didn't discuss. I know. I'm not a big transfer guy, but dead weight such as Khedira. Unfortunately, when we had Romeo Agresti, he said that he's not going anywhere. He's under contract. I will be totally, absolutely fine letting Bernardeschi go. I would be absolutely fine letting De Sciglio go. There's, we've recorded a record $160 million in million euros in profits. We're only going to be a scarier team next year. I guarantee you that.
Guys, thank you. I will say thank you to the chat later, but first I wanted to thank you, Farad. I will recap what we said though. We spoke about the Q&A, and that was a really nice one to learn to meet you. That was amazing. Then we spoke about the initiatives with the stickers, amazing stickers and bigger, and we showed the real size. I think it's the first time here in exclusivity where we saw them live. Amazing. Then we have the t-shirt that will be soon available. Guys, you can go on Turin Giants, and I will let me show the link again because I think it's important to show the link. Wait, let me go back on the link. Here it is. So
the link.
Here we go. So you go on turingiants.com. You have the stickers already available. You have other stuff. I will show you some example of stuff. Look at that beautiful.
Look at that handsome man.
It's crazy. It's beautiful. So go there. You can find them. Go on the site. It will be amazing. For the people who wants to wait and try to win, don't forget you have 3 stickers to win in the first 6 days. That's the first thing. And then you will have the t-shirt to win. 1 t-shirt of your size to win. To win it, you put Turin Giant, not in the chat here, but in the comment sections. Guys, and I will start thanking Farad because I had 1 hour and 20 of amazing time. Thank you.
Thank you. This is just the beginning, buddy. We're just getting started.
And that was my last question for you before saying hello to the chat. When will be the next time we will see you, or will we see you again on the channel?
When are you gonna have me? When will you invite me? That's when it's gonna be. I guarantee you, because it is truly an honor. I was on a Calcio podcast with the guys, with Sam and Nick, a few weeks ago, and they were super nice. It was really sweet to hear that. I'm sorry, guys. My boy he's just having a time of his life here. There's a lot of space to run around. Hearing people, inviting me, and they're saying that, your podcast was sort of like an inspiration, one of the inspirations. I truly do appreciate you guys so much. And people like you who create content. I love it. I love everything you do. You guys, please check out Giuseppe's YouTube channel because there's always something new. The guy's a maniac. I don't know what's in that bottle that you're drinking, but it's something that keeps you going, and I really appreciate you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, I do. And so we are 814 people at the moment as we speak. So this morning I was celebrating the 800. We are 814. Thanks to all of you guys. That's amazing. So for the people that don't subscribe, guys, I want to say thank you to all of you. And then we say bye, not to all, because we start to be a lot in the chat. So Marco, Sufyan, thank you. Prazana, Michael, Lara, Andra, Edmund, Sam, Marco, Muslim, Juan Pablo, mi amigo, gracias por estar aquí. Soy muy feliz de eso. Sam, Lara from Portugal, obrigado. Bert, il mio amico italiano. Rocco, Canadian friend. That's from, I want to pin him because such a handsome boy. I love him.
Yeah.
AG, Martina was there. We have so much. Thank you. I leave you the last word. Up to you, Farad.
Well, it was a couple of things. As you can already tell, I can speak a lot. I want to comment on a couple of comments. If you can give me like 30 seconds. You think Ronaldo will win Ballon d'Or? I think the way things are going, I think Ballon d'Or is going to be back in Turin. If the team keeps supporting Ronaldo, there's right now there's no Lewandowski. He will be a competition, I bet. But it's all about the Champions League. And you guys were saying such sweet things in the comments. I really do appreciate you guys. For the people who think that, doing this and promoting and trying to be all, everywhere, I do it out of love for Juve. I truly do. If it wasn't for Juve, I would not do any of this. For almost 10 years now, I've been doing Juve related stuff. And believe me, the kids and the wife, they know how much time I spend doing this. And it's not because I don't want to spend time with them. I just truly do want to spread the word and spread the love of Juve. And that I do it out of love for Juve and nothing more. And I'm sure you can associate with that.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. So what do I do? What do I do here? I don't know.
You just say hello to the people and then we wrap up.
All right. Thanks, guys. It was a pleasure. I hope we meet again.
Forza Juve. Ciao, ciao. Ciao to everyone.
Ciao.
Hey, and don't forget because in the next coming days, giveaways on the channel. Don't forget, you subscribe on Farad's Twitter.
Guys.
Don't forget.